Well, happy Saturday from Port St Lucie, everybody. Kevin McAlpin from The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM, and it is time for Braves baseball. The team getting back to work today as they open Grapefruit League play right behind me here in Port St Lucie, the spring training home of the New York Mets. You can see we're early. We're one of the first ones to get here, but I'll tell you what, in a couple hours, this place is going to be full, and I know Braves fans back in Atlanta, I know it's been rainy, it's been cold, it's been dreary. Well, not here in Florida. It's been perfect weather, and the Braves are back on the field as they open up Grapefruit League play today. Here's what to watch for. Touki Toussaint will take the mound for Atlanta, and he'll be followed by Colby Allard, and a number of younger arms will also have made the bus trip down here about 2 hours southeast of Orlando. As far as what regulars you'll expect to see here today, Charlie Culberson has made the trip, Adam Duvall is here as well. Austin Riley has also made the trip, and we will see him at third base today. Now, as Grapefruit League play goes on, expect to see him get some reps in the outfield, but not early on. We're going to see Austin mostly at third base here, at least for the first handful of games. Braves will get him looks in the outfield, as will Johan Camargo as well, and that is why having Andrew Jones in spring training is so beneficial for those young guys to get a chance to really get acclimated to a new position they're not necessarily comfortable with. So that's where things are right now. Again, not a lot of the veterans making the trip. A lot of guys staying back at Disney World and working out on their own today and tomorrow. And then, of course, the Braves will be home at Disney for their Grapefruit League home opener, and that comes your way on Monday. But again, Ben Ingram and myself will have the call back in Atlanta on 680 The Fan and the Braves Radio Network. Hopefully you can join us a little after 1 o'clock, and we'll bring you all the sights and sounds here from Port St Lucie. Now, some news and notes to talk about from yesterday. Of course, the big story coming out, Mike Soroka being shut down for the next 4 or 5 days. And I know some Braves fans are concerned, well, what's the future? Is there any concern for Soroka, who's dealing with some shoulder issues that sidelined him for a couple of months last season? I will tell you this much. Some folks I talked to, the sense is this is not a very significant injury. It actually happened while he was working out and not while he was throwing. You'll recall when we got here a week ago, he was already throwing side sessions. He was feeling good, feeling strong. But again, the Braves wanted to just back off him for a couple of days to be careful. They don't want to push him too early on here in camp. So I'm not going to say this completely rules him out of earning that fifth starter job, but it certainly makes that a lot more complicated for him to break camp with the big league club. So again, shut down for the next 4 or 5 days. He'll start throwing again. And again, I think that the fact that this happened while he was working out and not throwing is at least a bit of optimism around the Braves camp that this is nothing significant for Mike Soroka. Also, Dansby Swanson, will probably see him get into games in another week or so. Again, he's been taking batting practice. He's been fielding grounders. The only thing he hasn't done is take live BP as of yet. So we'll see Dansby a little bit slower here as spring goes on, but again, nothing to be concerned about. He told me a few days ago he feels good, he feels strong. So again, the Braves erring on the side of caution with both of those youngsters in Dansby Swanson and Mike Soroka. Again, Touki Toussaint on the mound today. He is competing for maybe a spot in the rotation or maybe one of the spots in the bullpen. Good stuff we saw from Toussaint a year ago, and he said, look, whether it's in the starting rotation or whether it's in the bullpen, he just wants to do whatever he can do to break camp with the big league club. And Touki said, you know, he's gotten a taste of it now, and he said it's hard to get here. It's even harder to stay here. He's out to prove something here throughout the course of spring training. So Toussaint and Allard, the first two pitchers on the mound for the Braves today. We will also see Mike Fultonevich tomorrow as the team heads about 35-40 minutes south of here down to West Palm Beach to take on the Houston Astros. And again, if you missed this yesterday, myself and Ben Ingram, we're having a sit-down tomorrow with not only Brian Snitker, but his son Troy Snitker as well. You'll recall Troy was drafted by the Braves a number of years ago, a coach in the Astros minor league system for the last couple of years, promoted to big league hitting coach this year. So we're going to do a nice little roundtable with a couple of snits, Brian and Troy, and hopefully we'll have that video for you early next week once we get to piece that all together. So again, today, Braves and the Mets here in Port St Lucie, 1 o'clock game on the Braves Radio Network. Hopefully you can join us. Beautiful day for baseball here in Southeast Florida.